morning, Ghana. It's Lady Julia here on Adwa TV, where we bring good things to life. You with us this morning, it's the A.M Ghana, A.M Ghana, where we bring you, oh, that's my hat trying to move off there. So where we bring you good things, and I promise to bring you exactly that this morning. If you're joining me live on Facebook or you're watching us on TV, wherever you are, good morning and blessings to you. I want to bless you more this morning. You see, these hands of ours, they can be just in the physical sense, hands, the palm, the fingers, and of course, the thumb. But in the spiritual or on the other level, the hands can be, symbolically for care, for possession, and for action. And I'm not just talking about the human hands this morning. I'm talking about the hands of God. So the hands of God in action, yes, they can defeat anybody. They can defeat anything, and they can defeat any circumstance. When it comes to care, yes, the hands of God, when they have you, you cannot slip off, you cannot move away, and nobody can certainly snatch you. The hands of God, when we talk about possession, He's willing to give you, to give so much, to give everything, even including His only begotten Son. It is the hand of God I wish over your life this morning. As Ezra said, the hand of the Lord is upon me, or was upon me, and the hand of the Lord led him through what should have been a very, very dangerous journey. And that same hand of the Lord was able to prosper him, to bring the exiled Israel into restoration, teaching them to know God, teaching them to accept His ways, and teaching them to mend that broken relationship. That same hand of God was upon David, and we all know the story of David. So when I wish the hand, or I pray the hand of God upon you this morning, all I'm saying is that the Lord Himself bless you. The Lord Himself take care of all that concerns you. The Lord God Himself win you out of every trouble and bring you safely into your promised land. The hand of the Lord provide every possession, all that you need for you. Amen. And this is how I inspire you this morning. Of course, there's more on the show. Oh, there's more certainly about the e-levy updates on it so far. Should I say so good or so bad? It depends on which side of the coin you are faced. Yes, we'll talk about the e-levy. We'll talk about what the Mobile Money Operators Association, or what name they go by, also had to say on it. There is more on the political show later. But before that, I'll bring you newspaper headlines so that we see, we go into what made up headlines for between yesterday and this morning. For those who couldn't catch the news, or perhaps the news just brought you certain segments, we'll go into the newspaper details, headlines, and we will see what says Ghana this morning. Before that, we'll go on a quick commercial break. While we do, grab your cup of tea, cocoa, wache, gobe. If it's rice for you, just take rice, and stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with RwandAir today. RwandAir, the safest airline in Africa.
RwandAir, fly the dream of Africa.
Water, but when I get your map, and then so I better order. You are fire.
Malaria and tea. But you are yet more bono.
Which you are defeated.
Malaria, therefore, yao. Enti awo. I shouldn't customers. Well, when I say, Mammy, I am smart. I bet CB Malakio. I'm money buyer or the eco school. Share. Say a Janisi berry market any malaria and tea. I want me. And smell Emma when we are out to walk. So we have malaria test. Maybe one. And better one. And the CB Malakio. You do not. And now kick out from a son so I CB Malakio. And no way so there. And I don't grow. And yet that shit.
A drawing your ma appeal for. About a woman for. Any quada won't in fear do
Susiana, what would you win?
FD Ashusha sa a jedi and crato imu adia to Muse eye.
Thank you for staying tuned, and certainly thank you to all our viewers for you have stayed tuned since January up till now, and we just say thank you for being our number one. Yes, I'm talking about you watching me right there. I want to continue with the newspaper headlines, and as I usually do, it's daily graphic, truth and accuracy every day. So if you don't have it, well, don't fret, just hold on, and let's do this together. Daily graphic today, Tuesday, 21st December 2021. Finance Committee approves e-levy bill. Finance Committee approves e-levy bill, and Mr. Kweku Kwarteng, chairman of the Finance Committee of Parliament, has his picture right there. And that story is on page 16. I don't know if I should delve into it now or wait till I get to page 16. Okay, I'll get to page 16 and then we tackle that. But other stories dealing with Omicron variants. Ghana imposes travel ban on 3 countries. 3 countries, yeah. Ghana getting stricter and stricter there. We have 2 stories. These 2 stories I've mentioned are both on page 16. So when I get to page 16, I'll take it up. But the bigger picture here today is on the Yuletide season, and we see the Central Business District of Accra bustling with activities. Yes, we see some selling, some buying, some walking. So walking around, I don't know what their aim or their mission is, but certainly it is a purposeful one. So influx of goods, but then there is low patronage. Influx of goods, but low patronage. So most marketers and business centers across the country appear busy and bustling as the Yuletide approaches, but traders say sales are slow. There is an influx of goods ranging from foodstuffs, other edibles, drinks, clothing and other items usually well patronized during the Christmas festivities all around the markets and business centers. From the Central Business Districts, that's CBDs in Accra, and Kumase to the markets in Takrade, Sunyani, Tamale, Ho, and Koforidua, there are busy activities with traders and hawkers taking over pavements and pedestrian walkways, while prospective shoppers also flock these areas, hoping to get items on their shopping list. A situation that has created both vehicular and human traffic in town. However, traders and hawkers are complaining that patronage of their goods is very low. So prospective shoppers, on the other hand, continuing on page 3, are lamenting the high prices of items. Some having gone up by as much as 50%, compelling them to either do window shopping or buy just the essentials. So the story goes on and on and on and on. So yesterday I even chanced on some reporters of certain media houses in the market center, Accra district, central district area, to be very specific. And I know that these stories will go on, and we'll continue to hear the cry of hawkers and traders saying there is low patronage, there's low patronage. I don't know what we will associate, because I don't know if any proper studies have been done into this. But from my point of view, I think that when it gets to Christmas, there are way too many traders. Way too many traders and hawkers. Everybody is selling. The traders and hawkers outnumber the buyers, of course. When you outnumber your buyers, I'm wondering if one person needs tomato and another also needs tomato, and there are 15 tomato traders. Just imagine, of course, there are going to be some left who are going to not even record sales at all, or everyone is going to record low sales. And talking about the hike in prices of goods as well, we know that this usually happens in Christmas. But if the hike, the percentage, as they are saying, 50% and even above, I can testify to above for certain products, and they are not essential, and the Christmas time is just for a particular, maybe a week or two, and I can do away with these goods. Yeah, I'll do away with them. So whatever the reasons are, I think that the traders should also look at which goods are essential, whether they store up these goods for Christmas time only to increase the prices or whatever. Let's look at all these key things and know what to do next time around. Better to have your goods at a moderate price where you make a little profit, but then your goods go, than when you put high profit margins on them and then we can't or we won't purchase at all in this economy. Be careful. Anyway, so I'll jump straight to, I want to go to page 5. Today, daily graphic, you are confusing me with your page numbers. Like I have from the front page to page 5, everything is fine. Till then, everything is fine. Then it continues with page 18 and 19, then it comes back to page 8 and 9. I don't know what happened, but if it's just my copy, then safe for you. But if it's for all others, then you have to do something about it. Yeah. Inside Africa, that's on page 5. Chad to boost Mali's security with additional 1,000 UN peacekeepers. Sorry about that. Chad to boost Mali's security with additional 1,000 UN peacekeepers. And that story, well, it's here. Let me leave that alone. Ethiopian World Heritage Site back in government hands. Ethiopian World Heritage Site back in government hands. All right. In politics, cost of presidential travels, national security issue. You got that right? Minister tells Parliament. And I read this yesterday. Beniwa Do laid to rest. The late Ama Beniwa Do laid to rest. Dignitaries, sermon, and et al. All on page 19 of your daily graphic. On the global outlook, pro-Beijing candidates win controversial LegCo election, and 35-year-old Boric wins elections as well. That's the leftist candidate Gabriel Boric has won Chile's presidential election to become the country's youngest ever leader. I think I'll zip my mouth there. I'll be careful. Okay, there is an opinion write-up here on the NPP conference. You would want to read on that. Ban on campaigning in the right direction. Finance Committee approves e-levy bill on page 16. The Finance Committee of Parliament yesterday approved the Electronic Transaction e-levy bill 2021 for consideration under a certificate of urgency. The bill was approved by a majority decision of 13 to 12 at the committee level, with 12 majority members voting for its approval and 12 on the minority side voting for its rejection. The mantle fell on the committee chairman, Mr. Kweku Kwating, for the casting vote, which resulted in the approval of the bill for consideration under a certificate of emergency. So it goes on. We have what transpired as a debate, the minority's consent, how the voting went, and another defeat for the minority, and a background story to this whole issue right there on page 16. But I'll go straight to dealing with the Omicron variants. Ghana imposes travel ban on 3 countries. Ghana has imposed a travel ban on all travels to and from Malta beginning yesterday, December 20th, 2021, due to the Omicron variant of the coronavirus disease, COVID-19. Also from yesterday and for the next 14 days, a temporary travel ban has been imposed on travelers from Israel. Israel and South Korea. A statement issued by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration and dated 17 December 2021 advised the public to take note and adhere to the restrictions accordingly. The bans are believed to be an intervention by the government to avoid a 4th wave of the COVID-19 as part of efforts to curb the further importation of the virus, particularly the Omicron variant, which is surging. So there's more and more. What you want to know about Israel, what you want to know about entering Israel, about South Korea, about Malta and co, all here, and it even continues on page 20. So in politics again, AG, Attorney General, lays plea bargaining bill before Parliament, and that is on page 17. And a very good picture of Mr. Godfred Yeboah Dame, the AG Attorney General. The NCC is to focus on constitutional reforms engagement. So that's coming from the chairperson, Miss Josephine Nkrumah, right there. Okay, so be extra vigilant to safeguard territorial integrity. CDC's charges armed forces. So I think I've done enough. All right, let me leave that alone. And the back page, children discharged from hospital after Absa Bank settles bills. So that's a very, very good gesture from Absa Bank. I don't know if it is a Christmas gift to them, but whatever it is, that this is social responsibility, of course, and it is in the right direction. We thank you so much, and we would love it if this kind of gesture is spread across board. I mean that when other companies also follow suit, especially the banking sector, do more. And that's how I wrap up for the Daily Graphic. Let's do more. Daily Statesman. I'm seeing policemen, well, what is supposed to be a SWAT team with guns. Okay, so one member of the SWAT team with a gun, and they look all serious, and I don't know if it's a match or yeah, but this is what the caption says. If you have it on the screen, police kill 5 assassins at Gomwa. Police kill 5 assassins at Gomwa. Assassins is in inverted commas, so be careful how you read it and how you interpret it. So arrest 38 in Asamankese clashes. Arrest 38 in Asamankese clashes, and the story is on page 2. I'll bet you want me to read on that. So the swift intervention of the Ghana Police Service on Sunday prevented what was said to be an attempt by a group of alleged hired land guards to assassinate Nana Abo Atta II, the chief of Gomwa Fete in the central region. Meanwhile, the police are on a manhunt for 3 persons who were said to be among the group of 8 who attempted to assassinate the chief. So one chief, 8 people, 8 assassinators or assassins. Wow, that's nice. I'm just happy 5 have been grabbed. I'll be elated if we grab those 3 as well. The police were said to have been able to foil the alleged assassination plot by killing 5 of the alleged assailants, while the remaining 3 managed to flee. Can we also manage to grab hold of them? Let's grab hold of them. I believe more investigations have to, because when an assassination fails, we know they'll keep trying again. So let's do whatever we can, investigate, see where the source or the root is, without the roots being uprooted. Yes, without the roots being uprooted, this is likely to come back again and again. Okay, so let's go on. In other stories on the front page, again on page 6, claims of unaccounted for 269 million Ghana cedis. Sikano bona yebo. Sikano yebo. It's like numbers. The annoying part would be that it comes with this qualification, unaccounted for. So claims of unaccounted for 269 million Ghana cedis. False. They are saying it is false. That's coming from Trade Ministry. So if it is false, is it false that the money is unaccounted for, as in it is there, or it is false news? There's no 269 million cedis anywhere, or as in it's a fabricated story made up, like the Kwekwanansi stories, the folk tales we've heard in the past, or what? Well, whatever it is, that story is on page 6. Grab a copy of the Daily Statesman and read full details. Okay, Ghana imposes travel ban. I've read that already, on 3 countries: South Korea, Malta, and Israel. Yes, I remember that. So governments to reward responsible small-scale miners tomorrow. Government to reward responsible small-scale miners tomorrow, and it's also captured on page 6. But on page 3, NPP thanks members for a successful conference. Yeah, and allow incumbent NPP MPs to contest 2023 primaries unopposed. Yesterday we delved into that during the political discussion segments, and so I'll leave that alone. It was a proposal. Sections of Accra Kumasi Highway to be opened for Christmas, and Eugene UTAG threatens strike action. Strike again? Yes. And the Daily Statesman today has tennis at the back page. Peng, hey, it's a Chinese name, so let me take the Peng and leave the other for you. When you grab your copy, you know. So Chinese tennis star denies making assault claims as concerns persist. So Peng had previously written that she was forced to have sex with former Vice Premier Zhang Gaoli. Okay, so she's now denying it. Well, down here we have the real left frustrated by battling Cadiz. Real Madrid were denied an 8th consecutive La Liga victory after being held by relegation stragglers Cadiz at Bernabe. So there is a good picture of how the struggle took place right there, and that will be it for the Daily Statesman. I'm going to do, I thought I have, yesterday we didn't have the Daily Guide, but today they are here. Daily Guide. AG lays a plea bargaining bill. Let me take a look into that. since I've chanced upon it once already, I want to read a little into it. AG lays plea bargaining bill. The Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Godfrey Adame, last Friday laid a new bill to amend parts of the criminal law to accommodate plea bargaining in the administration of criminal justice and for other related matters. The Criminal and Other Offences Procedure Amendment Bill 2021 was subsequently referred to the Committee on Constitutional and Legal Affairs, chaired by the First Deputy Minister Joseph Osei-Wusu, for consideration and report. A bill, when passed, will amend the Criminal and Other Offences Procedure Act 1960, that's 1960 Act 30, and provide for an agreement in criminal law proceedings whereby the prosecutor provides a concession to the defendant in exchange for a plea of guilt or nolo contender. They are putting me in these shoes again. Okay. All right, so this will mean that the defendant will plead guilty to a less serious charge, as we see usually in the movies that we watch. And so we want to activate, that thing here. So that's what AG is trying, the Attorney General, Mr. Dami, is trying to do. All right, it looks like Baumia to break the 8. I don't know why they say that, but that story is on page 3. President Akufo-Addo in a tete-a-tete with Dr. Baumia. So it looks like, that's what they are saying. From somebody's angle, somebody's perspective, that's what they see. So it looks like it. No hard feelings or anything, but Freddie Blake gives NPP 2024 victory tips. You want to know what those tips are? Is on page 9. And a picture of Freddie Blade there, obviously speaking in giving one tip or the other. I can imagine looking at the shape of his mouth, I think I know what exactly he was saying. If you want to know, you can call me later. Security Minister meets Boko factions, and that's also on page 6. Nana Jab hits Mahama hard, and that's on page 3. Ghana bans flights from 3 countries. I've read on that already. And on sports, back page, Stars start AFCON camp tomorrow. Digitize to maximize revenue. Baumia urges sports stakeholders. And I have 3 more papers, but I'll rush through them quickly. The Ghanaian Times, definitely the most authoritative newspaper. Police gunned down 5 land guards who foiled attempts to assassinate chief. I've read on that. Be alert for flu-like symptoms during Harmattan. Yes, since yesterday I've been hearing people coughing here and there. And I thank God I'm always reminded to be in my face mask. I think the face mask, more than preventing us from the COVID-19, helps us with all other flu-like viruses in the air and whatever. So Harmattan is on the rise. Dust goes higher than the Harmattan, On the rise is dry, it is dusty, and we still feel heat in certain places, yes, of our bodies and all that. Put your mask up. It will help you during the Harmattan season. Put your mask up, yeah? So patients should report quickly to establish exact diagnosis. I see a lot of people running away from this. All right, the bigger picture, Ghana tightens travel restrictions, and that story is on page 16. Bans Israel, Malta, and South Korea for 14 days. Miss Shirley A. Buttrey there presenting us with that news. And 1,352 farmers register under the PFJ policy in Peru West. Okay, so just to know what the PFJ says, planting for food and jobs. My mind didn't even go there at all. So planting for food and jobs, that's on the middle spread. And on the back page, Adwa Safo cut sword for construction of High Court in constituency. Really? High Court in our constituency. I just have, while you are at it, please, our roads, you know, from the Mangwasi Oforiko, it was done. We love the way the gutters were made, and then the whole place was leveled, and it made the area look so beautiful, and we made it so deserving of the name Ashoman Estates. But then it wasn't tarred, and so it's almost about a year, if I'm to be right. And things are, it's like it's going back to the original state. So please come to our aid while you are cutting the sword for that. Just continue on, make a quick, you know, turn into our environment and our environs, and come and do something there for us. Thank you very much for responding. 20 prison officers undergo training in beekeeping, and that will be it for the Ghanaian Times. The new crusading guide has here. Ochin Hine calls on Dampare to restore order at Asaman Kese, and we see, yes, because of the clash and all that went on, I'm sure the necessary procedure, arrangement, whatever it would be, is undergoing. It's in the pipeline. Yeah, knowing Dampare, this pipeline will certainly flow. It's not choked. Government to reward responsible small-scale miners. Read that earlier. Increase investments in children's education. Elder Ernest Siedu on that particular one. Sami Jemfi and 3 others sue AG. Okay, and GHS, Ghana Health Service, over mandatory vaccination. I believe there will be an update on this because this is not a new story. So I believe it will be an update on page 3 and pages 3 and 10. Factions in Boku conflict unite. Yay! To promote peace. We love peace, don't we? Yeah, peace, peace, peace. Let's do a little of sports. Maximize revenue opportunities from government digitization drive. And when you hear that word, you know it's the VIP that is talking, and this time he's charging GFA, 1 region, 1 stadium, crucial. Dr. Agumenu, Dr. Agumenu with other members of Green Sports Academy. Okay, so let's go to, last but definitely not the least, the Chronicle newspaper. The Chronicle newspaper. Asaman Kese on fire again. Asaman Kese on fire again. 9 injured, 38 arrested in chieftaincy violence. And Lands Minister also cautions NPP electing flag bearer earlier can be a landmine. Electing flag bearer earlier can be a landmine. And I don't know why, whether the lands minister is the one saying this, and so you could have put his position as an NPP, you know, member there instead of lands minister. But I don't know if the use of the word landmine is connected to his position as the lands minister there. But I like it. I like it. I like it. We're talking about Samuel Abu Jinapo, Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, and that story is on pages 2 and 3. Court dismisses Jomro MP's application to amend answer. That we're talking of Dorcas Toffee here, MP for Jomro. And mental health receives only 1.4% of Ghana's health spending. Mental health receives only 1.4%. Isn't that a clear understanding of why we are seeing a lot of mental health patients on the streets? Those we will call, you know, mentally having some mental issues on the streets, which is also dangerous to everybody. It's dangerous to children, it's dangerous to everybody. It's even dangerous to you riding in your car and you think you can just speed by. Because the other time we nearly knocked one down, and it's that dangerous. It's dangerous to everybody. Dangerous to everybody. But if 1.4% of Ghana's health spending is only allocated to this, then I think we know why. So the least said, the better. All right, so going on, a little on sports again. Okay, on the penultimate page, page 15, Juventus to extend their unbeaten run against Cagliari. Cagliari. I hope I got that right. I've not heard of this before. Inform Villarreal welcome our what? Alaves. Okay. So we are being told Villarreal is informed. Okay, let's see. Your Udinese welcome bottom club. Hey, salarying Mpacho Munja mi fancy higher Mpacho. Wounded Atlanta face unimpressive Genoa. Okay, league leaders. Sevilla host struggling. Oh, now Barca has this name attached to them. Barcelona, struggling Barca. You better. A wounded lion is still a lion. Stop shaking your head. Henry, yes, you. Stop shaking your head. All right, but that'll be our wrap up for all the newspaper headlines, of course, not without Ephesians 5:15. Ephesians 5:15. Therefore, be careful how you walk, not as unwise men, but as wise. Therefore, be careful how you walk, not as unwise men, but as wise. So walk in wisdom. Don't let the wisdom be just here. You should impart everything you do, all you do. And that's how I wrap up for the newspaper headlines segment. We will be back with more. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned for more.
CB will make up now. Amaka, correct. What's your best mankasa?
That's it.
You want oh, middle. You captures back on CB men capsules. Missy CB men capsules and America.
Yeah, you see men and women's capsules now. You knew the data. And one year packaging I had a
wow! What a packaging! CB men, any CB women capsules, no packaging is out. And you also no mood any biansan wako do pegi.
Share a painful any about town man kwada for. Any kwada won di fie do and come home.
Susanna, Ghana man man tamase.
Dodo Afre 0247 111671 and 0246 578 750. FDA Aji Edredinka to Yatu.
Announcements on Adwa TV. Contact Adwa TV for your general announcements, proclamations and publications, job vacancies, etc. at a very affordable rate. Call 050-92-57754, 020-9494-258, or visit our marketing decks at Stepwork premises. Adwa TV, bringing good things to life.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with RwandAir today. RwandAir, the safest airline in Africa.
RwandAir, fly the dream of Africa.
Sweet poison. Dashing through the sun, on the road with glasses on. All along we go, laughing all the way. Bells are ringing loud, everywhere is green. Oh, what fun it is to walk on the road with glasses on. Oh, jingle bells, me and friends swinging on the way. Oh, what fun it is to walk on the road with glasses on. Jingle bells, me and friends swinging on the way. Oh, what fun it is to walk on the road with glasses on. Dashing through the sun, on the road with glasses on. All along we go, laughing glasses on. Jingle bells, me and friends swinging on the way. Oh, what fun it is to walk on the road with glasses on. Via go apro, apart to yen subio. Ejonya me, watum yen, wamafe pato yen. Via go apro, apart to yen subio. Ejonya me, wakra. Wama fepa to yene. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Amen. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Amen. Fia ko apro. Apart to yen subio. Watum yen, wamafe pato yen. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Amen. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Amen. Yeah, afia kwaba betu ye biom. Achadi, na tonasi, ubumbume. Mema official po. Afia tuya, yetinu pe, bebe. Afia tuya, yetinu pe, bebe. Mema official po. Afia tuya, yetinu pe, bebe. Afia tuya, yetinu pe, bebe.
partridge in a pear tree. Day 5. On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me and cried, "Oh, to be rich, chinga, chinga, nyale waka tiene kokaya tutu, and a partridge in a pear tree." Every year, on the 5th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me and cried, "Oh, to be rich, chinga, chinga, nyale waka tiene kokaya tutu, and a partridge in a pear grow down." Felix cannot dance. Felix cannot dance. Felix cannot dance. But oh yeah, then run inside your beto. Felix cannot dance. Felix cannot dance. Felix cannot dance. But oh yeah, then run inside your beto. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. After 2 years, get on the dance floor. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. After 2 years, get on the dance floor. Felix washete, wabotai yo. Felix wabotai, washishu. Felix washishu, but oh yeah, then run inside your beto. Washeche, Felix washeche, wabotai yo. Felix wabotai, washishu. Felix washishu, but oh yeah, then run inside your beto. Siriba. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. After 2 years, get on the dance floor. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. After 2 years, get on the dance floor. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Felix cannot dance, but because of Christmas, he is ready to shake his hands. We are going to do the dance with Felix. Let's go. Ade, Siriba. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. Wuti, wosutio, ba ba ba. Wosutio, ba ba ba. Wosutio, ba 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 ba. Wonsa, wosonso, ba ba ba. Wosonso, ba ba ba. Wosonso, ba 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 ba. Wonai, wosonayo, ba ba ba. Wosonayo, ba ba ba. Wosonayo, ba 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 ba. Uti, wosutio, ba ba ba. Wosutio, ba ba ba. Wosutio, ba 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 ba. Wonsa, wosonso, ba ba ba. Wosonso, ba ba ba. Wosonso, ba 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 ba. Wonai, wosonayo, ba ba ba. Wosonayo, ba ba ba. Wosonayo, ba 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 ba. Ade, I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. After 2 years, get on the dance floor. Every year, I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. After 2 years, Get on the dance floor.
Malaria nti abayi waye juma bono. Malaria therefore yao. Enti awo ahire ne customers ni. Wa hu ne se maami aye smart. Ape CB Malakio. Amma ne ba ya odi ko school. She se aduane si berry market chi ani malaria nti a ontimi ni.
Onia and na ho Emma we no biara to wo. So we have malaria test. Maybe we want. And better wa and CB Malakio. Ye dinu na ne hahama. And now ke ka bom asone so aye CB Malakio. Edro we so there. Anya no grow. Aye tata she.
Edro yi nyema apemfo. Abate a woma womanfo. Ene nkwada woni mfie dumie.
Suziana. Wow, how would you win?
FD ahwehwe saa ejedi enkrato yi mu agye atomu se enye.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with RwandAir today. RwandAir, the safest airline in Africa.
RwandAir, fly the dream of Africa.
Yeah, CB will make up now. I'm not correct. Why your best mankasa?
That's it.
Who anymore? Oh, middle. You captures back on CB man capsules. Missy CB man capsules and America.
Yeah, you see men and women's capsules now. You knew the dada. And 1 year packaging I had the pepper.
Wow! What a packaging! CB man, any CB woman capsules, no packaging is out. And you also no mood any bianza no akodo mpegi.
She apemfo any about town man kwada no fo. Any kwada won di fie dunie. Enka ho.
Susanna. Ghana man be man tamase.
Dodo Afre 0247 111671 and 0246 578 750. FDA Aji Ejedi Nkato Yato.
Announcements on Adwa TV. Contact Adwa TV for your general announcements, proclamations and publications, job vacancies, etc. at a very affordable rate. Call 050-92-57754, 020-9494-258, or visit our marketing desk at Stepwork premises. Adwa TV, bringing good things to life.
Yeah, CB will make up now. I'm not correct. Why your best mankasa?
That's it.
Who anymore? Oh, middle. You captures back on CB man capsules. Missy CB man capsules and America.
Yeah, you see men and women's capsules now. You knew the dada. And 1 year packaging I had the pepper.
Wow! What a packaging! CB man, any CB woman capsules, no packaging is out. And you also no mood any bianza no akodo mpegi.
She apemfo any about town man kwada no fo. Any kwada won di fie dunie. Enka ho.
Susanna. Ghana man be man tamase.
Dodo Afre 0247 111671 and 0246 578 750. FDA aje edwedin kato yato.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with RwandAir today. RwandAir, the safest airline in Africa.
RwandAir, fly the dream of Africa.
Yes, Honorable Member for Baku Central. Right Honorable Speaker, the matter was referred to a committee. The committee produced a report. The report was late and copies distributed. Then the minister then sought to move for abridgment of time pursuant to Order 81. The minister sought to move for abridgment of time, and we allowed him to move for the abridgment of time, which was seconded. And when it was seconded, I got up and argued against the abridgment of time on the grounds that the bill had not properly come before us under a certificate of urgency. That was my argument against his motion for abridgment of time, which was duly seconded. Now, the Speaker, yes, no, first, the Speaker first. Then the Speaker sought to give a ruling on the argument against the abridgment of time and ruled that the committee had gone to meet and recommended that the bill should be taken under a certificate of urgency. What he did not advert his mind to was the fact that we have not yet adopted the report of the committee. So once we have not yet adopted the report of the committee, he could not rely on the content of the report of the committee as the basis for a ruling. He could not. That was a fundamental flaw in his move. So he took a decision that the committee, which report this House has not yet adopted, has recommended that we take the bill under a certificate of urgency. Then he moved and said he was now going to put the question of the motion moved by the minister to a vote. And when he put it to a vote, the question, and there was a vote, Honorable Muntaka then called for a division. Mr. Speaker, those are the facts. The cameras captured it. You can take a short adjournment, go and review the camera and see whether it is not consistent with what I have told you. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Yes, Honorable Ketiam.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. No, I want to be fairly audible, and I would expect that, as the deputy leader said, will quietly listen to one another. Don't worry, I've got a booster. Don't worry. Mr. Speaker, I think we should be calling you by your proper name now, since the Speaker was quite unsure what position you occupy when you preside. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, we've got to get this thing into proper perspective so we understand exactly what happened and what is it that we are doing. Mr. Speaker, at the committee stage, a matter arose as to the issue of certificate of urgency. The matter was discussed. In the end, the committee agreed that under the constitutional imperatives and as ordained by our standing orders, it was right that this matter was brought to the House under certificate of urgency. The Speaker, that was accepted. We agreed on that. Speaker, we come to this House and somehow the Honourable Member, Honourable Mahama Ayarga, Speaker, raises this very point and cites some constitutional provisions. If I may rightly, I suspect I should delete that word. He raised some constitutional provisions to suggest that the matter of the emergency, certificate of emergency, the issue of certificate of emergency has to be revisited on this on the floor of the House. It was at this stage that the second Deputy Speaker presided overruled it and said that by the constitutional provisions that we had read, which were the same provisions we read at the committee stage anyway, by those provisions, that matter had already been settled. It doesn't have to be settled again on the floor of this House. He overruled it, and so consequently went on to 63. It was having gone to 63 that the matter then came out about the division. Mr. Speaker, I suspect that that is the point that your good self is now raising, that having then dealt with the question of certificate of urgency, the matter of 63, motion number 63, which is the 81, Mr. Speaker, is obtuse, it's inconsequential, it doesn't arise. And the reason being this, having agreed that indeed by its nature, very nature, certificate of urgency means that we go through the whole procedure today. Now, if what the argument is suggested on the other side is anything to go by, it means that we have to do it 3-4 days or whatever. That goes against the grain of the certificate of urgency. The point you are making, and for me, rightly so, Mr. Speaker, is that having done that, there is no need to have actually triggered the motion number 63, which is standing order 81. That is the point you made. Mr. Speaker, constitutionally you are correct. The matter does not arise. We do not need to revisit it. We now have to go to what is listed on the other paper and then start this whole proceedings, kick it into proper motion, devoid of this deviating procedural motion. Mr. Speaker, you are right. We move on from there. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I don't know what we are trying to do. The matter about those all arguments were overruled by the second Deputy Speaker. And he moved ahead to put a question. And that question was challenged. That's where we are. Any attempt to think that you can undo that, you are being undemocratic. And you want to set aside our rules and operate rulers. Well, Mr. Speaker, this other paper, in the morning, my colleague, Honorable Ahmed Banda, challenged that we didn't have a business committee to even determine this. Who did it? It's the majority. It was majority who did that. And they assembled it the way they did. So if today you are having the consequences of your own actions that you are going to line up motions, who are you blaming? Mr. Speaker, a question was put. We call for a division. That's where we are. And so far as we are concerned, that's where we have to move from. If it is lost, then we move to the next stage. But don't try to draw each other back. Because that is where we were.
the second deputy speaker has made his rulings, and he put out the question, and the question was challenged. That is where we are, Mr. Speaker. I humbly call upon you, Mr. Speaker, to continue where the second deputy speaker had gotten to, where we had called for division. Let the division be done, and then it will determine what will happen next. But Mr. Speaker, any attempt to sidestep this rule or the procedure where we got to will mean that we want to eat our cake and have it. If when the vote was put and it was adopted, you will not be coming back to it. So don't try to set aside what has already been started. It is only fair that you finish it up. Mr. Speaker, I will urge you to keep the harmony in the House so that we play according to the rules. Simply call for the division and let's proceed. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Deputy Attorney, I want to hear you, and I'll be grateful if you had addressed me on having admitted that the matter. I want Honorable Deputy Attorney General to address me on having admitted or agreed that the matter be taken under a certificate of agency. Was it still appropriate to go for other 81 that you abridged the time? I just wanted to listen. I just want to listen to the lawyers. You have spoken. I just want to listen to the lawyers.
Right Honorable Speaker, thank you very much for the invitation. However, I will not deviate from what the Chief Whip of the minority has said on this matter. Mr. Speaker, it would seem to me that the majority is urging upon you to revisit a decision that has been taken by Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker is one Mr. Speaker. You, as the first Deputy Speaker, cannot come back and sit in judgment over a decision that has been made by the second Deputy Speaker. It is the office of Mr. Speaker, the office of Mr. Speaker, that speaks in this Parliament, that speaks pursuant to the Constitution, that speaks pursuant to the standing orders of Parliament. And so, Mr. Speaker, it is not as if we are in a situation where a High Court judge is presiding and is being invited to exercise the power of review. In Parliament, when the stages of decision has been advanced, the Speaker has to go in accordance with the constitutionally mandated democratic procedures of this House. And a decision has already been taken, a division has been called for, and Mr. Speaker, that is where we are procedurally. Thank you very much.
If you feel that decision was wrong.
Mr. Speaker, the import of Article 106(30) and our own orders, Order 125 and Article 103, is to the effect that a determination is made on a bill before us to determine the urgency of that bill. Now, preliminary issues were raised by the Honorable Ayariga in respect of what should constitute the fundamentals of an urgent bill. And the Speaker dismissed it by practice, by convention, and indeed even by the very articles that he quoted that will not stand any test. So the Speaker ruled on that. Now, what burden once you make a determination of the urgency of a bill that is imposed on us is to endeavor to deal with the bill within 24 hours. Mr. Speaker, it is the reason why Order 81 is a signpost that we should wait until 48 hours before we come and deal with it. The Speaker is indicating to us that by accepting that that bill is a bill that should be treated under a certificate of urgency, the 48-hour rule does not hold. It's waived. It's automatically waived. The Speaker, that should be, please, you don't need to shout. Let me finish. If you have anything useful, you rise to counter what I'm saying. They want to beat you. You don't have to be gesticulating. You are a leader. You are a leader. If you have superior arguments, rise up and make it. Not to be shouting and gesticulating. If they want to beat you to the Speaker. So the point being made is that now you have an imposition of a burden on you to decide on the matter within 24 hours. Then 81 is saying to you that no, wait for 48 hours. So the Speaker is saying that we don't even, when we determine that it must be treated under a certificate of urgency, then the 81 is not needed. There's an automatic waiver. The Speaker, that is legal. It should be tried knowledge. It should be tried knowledge in law to anybody. But you don't even come to apply for waiver. The Speaker, look at the deputy minority leader. Why are you gesticulating widely? If you have anything useful, let me sit down and make your point. It's not about shouting. If you have superior arguments, bring it up. That is what is done in this house. So, Mr. Speaker, you don't need to be a lawyer to understand law. Because what we do here, we fashion laws. If you have any discernment, you appreciate the substance of any law. And I'm suggesting to you that you are wrong in your understanding of the law in this regard. So, Mr. Speaker, what you are bringing, the illumination that you are bringing to bear, I think should be appreciated. That once you say that now you have declared a certificate of urgency, you need to deal with it within 24 hours. Then you go to an impediment which suggests to you that no, wait for 48 hours. What is the purpose of admitting that it should be treated under a certificate of urgency if you are saying that we should go back 48 hours? So, Mr. Speaker, you are right, and I think that there should be that automaticity in waiving this, and we may make a determination on that, and we can go on. Mr. Speaker, thank you very much.
Yes, Speaker.
Speaker, today you are bringing I've heard the majority leader.
Stop that. It's not good. You know what you are doing is not good.
I've heard the majority leader ask for superior legal constitutional argument. Mr. Speaker, this House is governed by two principal documents: the 1992 Republican Constitution of Ghana and the procedure referred to as the Standing Orders of the Parliament of Ghana. Before I proceed even on e-levy, I'm holding with me here Office of the President, signed Nana Bedie Tuo Asante, Secretary to the President. And I'm holding in my hand here, Mr. Speaker, Ministry of Education Student Loan Trust Fund Amendment Bill 2021 to be laid in Parliament. And Mr. Speaker, I want to take you through Article 106 as I understand it, using this. In this communication signed by Nana Bedie Tuo on behalf of the President, the second paragraph reads, "The President has granted executive approval for the amendment of the Student Loan Trust Fund Act 2011, Act 820, and pursuant thereto for the Student Loan Trust Fund Amendment Bill 2021 to be laid in Parliament under a certificate of urgency." Unquote. Unquote.
So, Mr. Speaker, I'm challenging the table and challenging the leader and challenging the office of the president to produce the accompanying correspondence on e-levy, where the president indicated that this matter be treated as agency as was in student loan trial. Let him produce it. Let him produce it. We are here. This is the president correspondent. And Mr. President, you said we should hear. Let's go further. Mr. Speaker, interestingly and significantly, these two bills were laid at the same material time. These two bills, their first reading was at the same material time. Yet this was accompanied by this official correspondence. Then, Mr. Speaker, his lecture on Article 106 will withstand the challenge. I'm holding with me here, unaccompanied by the executive approval engine for agency. And Mr. Speaker, today, to take my brother through context in law, when you take the electronic transfer levy bill 2021, first of all, you told us electronic transactions. Now you have gone to electronic transfer. That's what you told us. But Mr. Speaker, when you go to the back of this, it is not gazetted. It is not gazetted. Oh, leave it. We are leading an argument. It is not gazetted. Why? Because you anticipated agency. Mr. Speaker, he said Article 106. So we'll take you through it. Mr. Speaker, let me now refer you to 106, when he chooses and picks his rules of the law. 106 provides, and I'm going to emphasize the 2A up to C. 106 provides, no bill other than such a bill, 106.2, other than such a bill as referred to in paragraph A of Article 108. So, for our purposes, Mr. Speaker, I refer you to Article 108. What the paragraph A says, proceed upon a bill, including an amendment to a bill that, in the opinion of the person presiding, referring to you as Speaker, makes provision for any of the following. This one is about imposition of taxes. So it satisfies 108A. But Mr. Speaker, the relevance, the constitutional relevance of Article 106 for our purpose today is to ask for excuses, because the Constitution says, and Mr. Speaker, now I go, no bill other than such a bill as is referred to in paragraph A of this article shall be introduced in Parliament unless because it is accompanied by an explanatory memorandum. So you see the memorandum here, you've satisfied it, which will spell out what we call the mischief rule, the defects of why you are bringing the legislation and what you are seeking to do. So memorandum satisfied. Then, Mr. Speaker, 106 2B, my emphasis, it has been published in the Gazette at least 14 days before the date of its introduction in Parliament. So ordinarily, the Parliament of Ghana cannot be considering this e-bill, because it will mean you should have published it in the Gazette for 14 clear days. But because you want Parliament to excuse you from meeting this compelling constitutional obligation, that is why you have not gazetted. That is the essence of 106.13. That, forgive me, because this bill is urgent, I cannot publish it for 2 weeks before I introduce it in Parliament. That should be your argument. But Mr. Speaker, what the minority whip did, Mr. Speaker, there was a ruling, and the ruling is that we voted. And our standing orders provide that when you are not satisfied with the voice vote, you proceed to ask for a division or a head count. Nothing more. That is what he invoked, and that is where we are. So count whatever the outcome, then you can proceed with other business. That is what he asked for. That count, then we know where we stand. He is simply saying that, Mr. Speaker, I'm not satisfied with the voice vote. And Mr. Speaker, by the way, there are cameras here. At the time that the question was put, we knew those who were in this chamber. You may not get the same outcome now, earlier than what you got 2 hours ago. You may not. But at the time that the whip challenged it, he knew. So, Mr. Speaker, don't say you are schooling us on 106. That is why we haven't asked you. In any case, Mr. Speaker, give us the present letter of agency. Then why did he do so for student loan trust? The same president, the same executive secretary. Produce it. If you have it, put it here. So, Mr. Speaker, proceed on where we were. Then we will do business. We are here. We are here to fight it until we kill the killer tax. That's all. We are here. Until we kill the killer tax, we are here.
Very well. Other members, I raised the matter. I raised the issue as whether it is consistent for an issue which the committee had determined that will be taken under a certificate of agency to also undergo a determination under 1081. I think procedurally it's not right. But we've gone. Can we respect one another? I sit here when everybody is talking, I listen. When I talk, please listen. Thank you. Can I have some order, please? At the front benches. The order or this order is from the front benches, please. Other members, I was saying that, in my view, having adopted the bill to be taken under a certificate of agency, it was not necessary to have come under it was not necessary to have come under 1081. However, we have gone through that and taking a vote. Now, the issue is the challenge of the Speaker's ruling on the voice vote. So we will return to that. But I want to put it on record that as long as this bill remains on the table, we will discount with the need to come under Order 1081 henceforth. Thank you very much. Now, what had happened was that a division was called for. Right. Can the table office assist us? Honourable members, kindly let me read out the procedure on divisions. Order 1141. In the case of a division, the Speaker shall direct that the lobbies be cleared. And upon such direction being given, the division bell shall be rung for 1 minute. After a lapse of 2 minutes from this direction, he shall put the question. The Speaker shall declare whether in his opinion the ayes or the noes have it. And if his opinion is again opposed, he shall announce the names of 2 tellers for the ayes and 2 for the noes, and shall direct that a division be held. Honourable members, the rule is that I should put the question again, and that the ayes and the noes have it. After my ruling, if it is still challenged, then we go through the tellers again. Yes, Honourable Deputy Chief.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, since we are preparing for the division, as the order 114 clearly states, the lobby will have to be cleared. So all those who do not have votes will have to respectfully leave us, so that only those who vote will stay to go through the division. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, because we don't have a division room, I'm advised that the agreement is that we'll all file out, and then the yes will come and they are counted. After that, the noes will come and they are counted. But let me put on record that as soon as I leave the seat, I'm entitled to vote. And midway, when the second deputy speaker has voted, he will relieve me and I will cast my vote. Thank you. Honourable members, by the rules, the bell will be rung for 1 minute. After that, I'll put the question again, and if it is still challenged, we will then go through the process. Thank you very much. Yes, Honourable Aine.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to draw the Chair's attention to Order 109, Sub Order 3. Mr. Speaker, it says a Deputy Speaker or any other member presiding shall not retain his original vote whilst presiding. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker.
Continue, you have the floor. Continue, you have the floor. No.
Yes, please.
Mr. Speaker, at the commencement of public business and the resumption.
Order, please, order. Yes,
Mr. Speaker. At the commencement of public business, and when we resumed after adjournment, after suspension, sorry, you as the first deputy speaker took the chair as a speaker of parliament.
Please, not as the speaker of parliament. That's very unfortunate.
Yes, speaker. Mr. Speaker, I am duly corrected by referring to you as having taken the seat as Mr. Speaker. But you took the chair as Deputy Speaker.
And in the words of Order 109, Sub-Order 3, you are not entitled to an original vote. And because you are not entitled to an original vote, as the person presiding, it will be contrary to the practices, conventions of Parliament for you to hand over your seat and come down and join the fray in voting. And Mr. Speaker, the reason why the drafters of the orders, as well as the drafters of the Constitution, did not give the person presiding a casting vote is because they wanted to prevent a situation where you can descend into the fray once you are presiding. So, Mr. Speaker, I am pleading with you to stick to the rules of this House and not exercise your original vote, and respect the rules of this House and not cast an original vote in contravention of the standing orders of Parliament.
Yes, Honorable Minister for Interior.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The honorable member read the rule and decided to ignore a material part. A deputy speaker, or any other member presiding shall not retain his original vote while presiding. While presiding. So when he leaves the seat, he's entitled to vote. Period.
Other members, let's proceed. I'll put the question again. The question was, all in favor of suspending the standing order requiring 48-hour rule, to say aye. All in favor say aye. Aye. All against say no. I think the ayes have it. Yes, it will.
Mr. Speaker, I come again under Order 114 to challenge your decision on the voice vote and call for division. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. That is the procedure. We have to do it to get to the division. Thank you. Very well. So, please. Yes, Chief.
Mr. Speaker, because we are going into division, it is important to address a fundamental issue which has been raised to guide us as we go into the next stage of the process. Mr. Speaker, the respected learned Dr. Dominic Ayeni, for the first time, in mounting an application, relies solely on the standing orders of this House. Mr. Speaker, I dare contend that there is no such constitutional provision that denies a deputy speaker of his original vote. I dare contend, and I challenge you, Mr. Speaker, and where there is a constitution which is a fundamental law, any standing order cannot stand in the way of the constitution. So that argument he made does not survive.
Because you could not, if you quote a constitutional provision, in our constitution, it is only the speaker who is prohibited. It's clear, Mr. Speaker. Because that speaker is not a member of parliament. You so heavily relied on understanding others. Mr. Speaker, let him quote an express provision in the constitution which says that a deputy minister, a deputy speaker has no original vote. Mr. Speaker.
Yes, table office, kindly clear the lobbies. Yes, leader.
Mr. Speaker, I believe this is taking us back. We'll put the question, and I believe that we can move on. Otherwise, we're going to have to re-argue this whole thing again. The question now has been put, so let's deal with it. Now.
No problem. That's, for me, it's a legal exercise by the lawyers, that's all. But we are clearing the lobby so that we can start with a division. Yes. Oh, very well.